Hello all, my name is Gurman Singh. I'm a master's student in the Department of Computer Science at North Carolina State University, Raleigh. I'm also working as a research assistant with Professor Vincent Free and Professor Kelly Zeri. This poster presents how we created a data lake for agriculture data. Farm and crop data comes from machinery, satellite and drone images, commodities exchanges, and many more. Proper decisions depend on in-depth understanding and analysis of the available data. Considering the diverse sources and abundance of data, farmers and farm managers are overwhelmed and ill-equipped to exploit the information. Our aim here is to enable the farmers to better manage their farms and improve their profits, keeping their fields healthy at the same time. Here is the HPCC system's view of a data lake, which consists of five components. That is, the raw data itself, the ingestion of the raw data into the data lake, machine learning and other forms of data wrangling, and finally, the delivery of information derived from the raw data. Now, let us look at how we implemented this architecture to help us better understand and retrieve valuable information from the agriculture data. Talking about raw data, we have been gathering our data from multiple sources, such as the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, from where we get the futures prices of various crops. From the Bureau of Economic Analysis, we got the GDP data for past years, and the majority of data comes in the form of two datasets from the United States Department of Agriculture. One of them being National Agricultural Statistics Services, that is, the NAS data. Here, we get the information about various census and surveys conducted regarding the agriculture. And the other is the Agricultural Marketing Services data, from where we get the daily market updates for North Carolina. Next is the ingestion process of this multi-source data into the data lake. There are two ways this thing is achieved. One is importing archival data from these sources into the HPCC cluster, which was mostly done manually by uploading the data files into the ECL watch. And the other is regarding the regular update of new data, which is available daily or periodically. For this, Dan Camper helped us by building scripts that would fetch data from the source and upload that data to the landing zone. We then created cron jobs in ECL to regularly spray the newly added data from landing zone to our existing datasets. Let us talk about the data that we have in our data lake and its various properties. Since the data is gathered from multiple sources, there are a variety of structures that we had to work on to process the data. For example, each dataset of Chicago Mercantile Exchange consists of hundreds of text files where even the name of file contains some valuable information. On the other hand, the NAS dataset with more than 45 million entries is the largest of all datasets that we have. Each of the NAS data entries is divided into three sections. The what part for what data is being represented, the where part for where it was recorded, and the when part for when it was recorded. The main challenge with NAS dataset is that even though it covers a large variety of data types, such as crop yield, area planted, etc., all the various types of data are aggregated together using the same set of attributes, which makes it a very difficult task to identify and extract different types of agriculture data from this dataset. During our initial analysis, when we grouped the various attributes of dataset, we learned that there are more than 58,000 different types of data in this dataset that we can work with. But it is all mixed together in a single table using the same attributes. We handled all these challenges of data structure in the wrangling part of data lake. The very powerful data enrichment engine, Thor, and sophisticated data processing features of the HPCC systems helped us bring this seemingly impossible task into reality. For the CME data, we assembled all the files into a superfile and used normalization and transformation to extract information from the file names. We used features like nested dataset, rollup, and other standard library functions to extract logical datasets out of the NAS data. Once we had the logical and simplified data sets with us, we could better look into the data from an agricultural perspective. We now know what type of data we want to look into that might give us insights regarding valuable information and important crop trends. The final part of data analysis is the delivery of the information to the end user. We use enterprise services platform of HPCC systems to handle the data delivery part. We index large datasets for a faster delivery and then publish ECL queries into the WS ECL in order to be consumed by external applications. We also built a web application in Flutter framework for visualization of data that is exposed by WS ECL. We used REST queries to fetch the data in JSON format. This web application can be used by agriculture researchers and farmers to analyze the information that concerns them and make wise decisions based on that. Thank you.